Today we are reviewing the different types of rigid transformations. There are three types that we have looked at and studied. The first is translations, which is you'd call it a slide. You're just picking the figure up and sliding it around. The second is rotations, and then the third one is reflections. So your learning intention is, I'm learning to identify rigid transformation and write the rules for them. So pause the video. You have two warm-up questions. Translate by the vector and then rotate by 180 degrees. So pause the video and see if you can do those now. Remember, for the rotations, there is a table in your notes. Well, I do hope you tried. So if you're looking, the vector, the translation vector is 4, 6. That means 4 to the right and 6 units up. So if I'm looking at C, I'm going over 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This becomes C prime. If you notice, B is 1, 2, 3, so I'd go 1, 2, 3 here. 3 units long. BC is 3 units long. AB is 1 unit long. So this is B prime and A prime. Once I found C, I could use it to identify the rest of the translated vertices. And there's the triangle ABC translated by the vector 4, 6. Okay, what about the 180 degree rotation? Do you remember what happens to your X and Y coordinates? XY is mapped to the opposite of X and the opposite of Y. So if I'm looking, I've got WXY. So the W is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So W prime will be 0, negative 4. X is 1, 5. X prime will become negative 1, negative 5. And Y is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So Y prime will be negative 4, negative 1. And I can graph 0, 4, negative 1, negative 5, negative 4, negative 1. Connect the dots. And we have rotated. So for the rest of the class period, except for the very last one, we're going to identify the type of transformation and then write the rule. So if you're looking at this, it's not rotated around, it is just simply moved up. This is a translation. Your translation vector, this goes up 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm moving up 4, but my Y value does not change. So it is 4, 0. We know that this is the image because it's got those little markings that we call prime. So looking at this, this is my rotated figure because this has got B prime on it. So I'm starting here with BSL, and I'm rotating over here. We know it's a rotation because we can't just pick it up and move it because the orientation's different. We notice it's gone from quadrant 1 to quadrant 2, which means that would be a 90 degrees counterclockwise, or, and this is a rotation, I could go 90 degrees counterclockwise or 270 degrees clockwise. Both will end up at the same or the same spot. Okay, if you have any questions, back the video up. Okay, so if I'm looking at the next picture, I've started here and I've ended up here. What's happened? Well, if you said it looks like it's been flipped over, you would be right. This is a reflection. And if I count, here's W, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would be over the x-axis because that is where the middle between the two figures is. Okay, the next one's rather strange. So let's look at the point W and W prime. If I look at the point W, it is 0, 2. If I look at W prime, it is 2, 0. What about U? U is 2, negative 2. U prime, this is 1, negative 2. And this is negative 2, negative 1. What does that tell us? Let's look at one more. Let's look at K. K is 1, 2, 3, 2. K prime is 2, negative 3. So if you're looking at that, the X and the Y are changing spots and the X becomes the opposite. If you look at this is a rotation, and it happens to be a 90-degree rotation clockwise. You're starting here and you're swinging it around this way. Okay, for the next one, pause the video and see if you can figure it out, and then check your answer. If I'm looking at my original figure, that's my original figure. It looks like I have simply flipped it over. So this would be a reflection but what is our line of reflection? If I find the midpoint of these 2 points, the segment that connects them, this would be my line of reflection where y is equal to 1, 2. Y is equal to 2. Okay, for the last one, we're going to reflect over the line y is equal to -2. What is your first step? What should you do first? We'll pause the video and draw the line y is equal to -2. So this will be the horizontal line here. So if I'm looking at this, I don't think I can reflect over because I'm going to go off the figure. So we're going to change that to -1 so that it will work. Our new point of reflection and now we can count. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3. So I go down 1, 2, 3. This becomes L prime. W is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. W prime. L is down 1, so I flip it over 1. L prime. This must be I prime here, because you can't have 2 L's. Awfully hard to read them though. Okay, for B, I'm down 2, so I'll come up 2, and this becomes B prime. So looking at the new figure, this is what it looks like. So to do a reflection, you have to start by drawing your line of reflection, and then you make it a matter of counting points. How do you know you're successful? You know you're successful when you can identify what type of transformation it is and write the rules. Rigid transformations their rules.